Hey guys, we're going to be starting in just a few minutes, so please let me know if you can see my screen properly and hear me properly. That'd be great. Welcome everyone to my webinar. It's officially go time. So guys, it is time. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? So today I'm going to be talking about the 7 secrets to the 10K day in online marketing. So guys, we are quite frankly here because you want to learn how on earth do you build the online business of your dreams and the one that's making an impact to the world. But let's face it, that's not necessarily the real reason why we're here. Because the real reason why we're here is money. Being in business, I am not going to skate around that because let's face it, if money did not matter right now, we would all be in Hawaii drinking pina coladas. Am I right about that? Right. So today I'm going to teach you a couple of things. I'm going to teach you how to get a lead, how to make a sale, and how to get your customers clicking the book now or the buy now button. And at the end of the day, how to actually be profitable doing that. Yep. So if you stay until the end with me, you are going to get something awesome. I just want to let you know for turning up today, you're getting a special gift. I'm going to be throwing in a freebie at the end, which is valued at $197. Now this freebie is a full social media planning template and you guys will get it today just for turning up if you stay until the end. So who here is excited about receiving that freebie? So if you're excited, raise your hand, give me some emoticon love. I want to hear from you guys. I am pumped today. May have something to do with the 2 coffees I had this morning. However, we're going to have an awesome day. You're really going to love this. So what makes this webinar different to all the others that are out there? There's a million different trainings, guides, and freebies, but I teach real strategies that don't just boost your traffic, but also help convert that traffic into paid clients. Because last time I checked, being popular does not pay my bills, and it won't pay yours either. So you might be asking yourself, is this really worth my time? Is it going to be another super boring training that's just going to suck all my time away and not really teach me anything? And let me tell you, it is not the case. Now, for a lot of you, it might not be your first webinar. The first thing I want to say to you is if you failed to marketing your online business in the past, it's not your fault. There's a lot of information out there and it can be very confusing and overwhelming. And many times the information overload is what keeps you from success. That is okay. Also, if you've been concerned in the past that you just can't succeed with online marketing or that others are doing it better than you, I want to put those fears to rest. You can do this. You just need the right person to explain it to you. And I believe that person is me. Digital marketing agencies and so-called social media experts want you to think you need them in order to run your online marketing and throw a lot of money at it so that it's successful. But I'm here today to tell you that they are wrong. In fact, I have worked for agencies. They have their own reasons for wanting you to think that, but it's not true. So if you've ever felt like others are not invested or not committed to your online success, you are absolutely right. These businesses do not benefit from you succeeding. They want to keep you in the category where you actually need them to do the work for you, and that comes at a price. The difference with me is we actually care about your success. I want to empower you with the strategies yourself so that you can succeed, and I actually want to see you living the life of your dreams. So I'm hoping that you guys are feeling great about that. Before we start, I just want to do a quick earnings disclaimer. It's really stupid to believe experts out there claiming that you can make $1 million or even $100,000 in the next year. The reality is you might not make any money from this webinar because information on its own does not get you results. You need to actually execute what you are taught. But I am confident if you watch this webinar and actually sit down and execute the work, the things I talk about, that you will be well on the way to helping your business achieve at a higher level than you ever have before. So here's what you are going to learn today. It's going to answer a whole lot of your questions. I am focused on execution. Let's get down and dirty. We're going to make it happen for your business today. So hold on to your seats because today I'm going to teach you how to create and launch your online business in a way that is going to generate you immediate leads. Guys, it is time to get off your Facebook, get off the Instagram, get off your procrastination, stop being overwhelmed, stop being frustrated, stop making excuses about all of that and actually make this online business happen. Get it done once and for all. Done with the excuses. I understand that you're feeling overwhelmed. I have to be honest, I used to be overwhelmed with all of this as well. And I actually have a background in strategic marketing, but I've got 2 kids under 7. My husband's away half the year. He's fly in and fly out. Yeah, I've got the dishes, the laundry, the washing, cooking, cleaning, permission slips from school, the whole thing. Are you guys hearing me? Anyone here that's a mum will understand what I'm talking about. And those of you that aren't mums, you might still have a lot on your plate. You might have work or gym, other people you're caring for, a hobby on the side, or commitments, or just have this crazy, busy, inflexible schedule that doesn't allow much time for all of this. Am I right? My promise to you is this. If you follow the steps, step by step, then you will launch your online business and start getting leads. It is literally that simple. I'm going to break it down and make it easy for you. And once you actually launch, I can guarantee you it won't all work straight away, but there will be a bit of method to the madness. You'll understand what actions you need to take. You'll understand what you control, and actually that the whole thing is within your control. So does anyone here feel like their business is not in control? Like some days you get leads, other days not. Sometimes things are running along well, and other days you're hearing the sound of silence and no leads. Who here feels like that? So having an online business can be like this out of control Mustang. You're trying to hold out a carrot to tame this horse, and it just doesn't work. So what I'm going to teach you how to do is how to put the reins on, put the saddle on, mount the horse, get this wild thing under control once and for all. So first of all, you're like, right now you're probably like, who is this crazy lady shouting at me, this woman that's had 2 coffees this morning? So really quickly, I don't want to take up too much time with this, but my name's Danielle Arkit. I am an online business coach. I specialize in generating leads for women entrepreneurs in online marketing and social media. So it's my job to teach mompreneurs how to build their business in the online environment, quite often while they're managing kids and a household and everything else. And this thing works, like whether you have a bricks and mortar business or an e-commerce store or a service-based business where you need more people just to book appointments with you. It works for all of those. I want to start by telling you how I came to work in the online marketing space. So I graduated with an MBA majoring in marketing and IT, but after graduating, I worked for an amazing business called the Customer Service Institute of Australia. And my job in the Customer Service Institute was to fly around Australia, mostly in private jets, and consult to high-end blue chip businesses. So really the top businesses in Australia, and advise them on their strategies in all areas of their business. So I was like a change consultant. I worked for some massive names, including some of the people on this list. Within 2 days of working in the business, in their businesses, I had to know what are the issues and how we were going to sort them out. So I got really good and really quick at understanding how to deal with and sort out issues and how to get results for people. It was an awesome job. I sat in boardrooms next to some big players, people like Gail Kelly when she headed up St. George Bank. And here I am reading about them in Business Review Weekly one day, these amazing business people. And then the next day telling them about all the failure points in their businesses. And then one day I hit a wall. I was generally exhausted. I was sick of living out of a suitcase. At the time, I was doing 2 weeks in Sydney and 2 weeks in Perth. It was just crazy. And I really wanted a better health and lifestyle. So I decided I wanted to leave the corporate sector for good. And I got into personal training and fitness. And so after 2 years of working for my fitness boss in a pretty high level management position, I got pregnant. And a couple of weeks later, I was told that I wasn't any longer needed in the business. And that was really difficult on me. So this was a business. I had worked in this business for 2 years from the ground up. I'd opened over 10 gyms. I brought them to profit. And it was tough. Like that was so difficult. So I said, okay, cool. What can I do? I'm pregnant. I'm going to have to do this myself. And I started my own personal training business and started running it from home. So here's a picture of me at 35 weeks pregnant, working in my home business. So people come in and out and I would train all these clients. And the thing about this business was it was successful. So after 6 months, I had 4 staff, 2 boot camps. I was still training out of my 2 back rooms in my house, leveraging massively off my staff, which, let's face it, that was the only way my business could grow with my baby on the way. And I would sit on the lounge with my husband and hear the sound of the treadmill going and people training and realize that while I was sitting there, I was making well over $200 an hour. And that was just an amazing feeling. So guys, everything that I'm preaching to you today, I have actually done myself. It took me a really long time to figure it out. That was after working strategic marketing for 10 years, after working in my own businesses for around 10 years, and then spending a full 12 months figuring out through the marketing agencies that I decided to go and work for in dealing with their clients with digital marketing. That is finally where I went, okay, here, I have this formula, it works, let's do this. All of my businesses, I was able to reach 6 figures within 12 months. And since learning the secrets, it's accelerated my growth tenfold. So, who here wants to reach 6 figures this year or just have a $10,000 month? If that is you, raise your hand, send me a smiley emoticon. I would love, 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 love to hear from you. So these are a couple of the past businesses I had. This business of mine, the personal training business, although it was a bricks and mortar, for me personally, it was an online business. I still had staff and clients turning up, but everything in my business was automated. I knew I had so little time to build a business before baby was coming along, so I just did what had to be done. I got it done. It wasn't always perfect, but I'd learn the lesson, I'd move on to the next stage, and I'd try and do things better the next time. So that's why I'm really passionate about online marketing, because it worked so well for me. Facebook advertising, bookings, automation, a bunch of other things. So guys, I've built 3 different businesses from the ground up. The first was a call center consulting business. The second was the bricks and mortar business, a personal training studio. And my current business, Social Media Supermom, is an online services-based digital marketing business. To be honest, none of that matters. Here is what matters. Yeah? What matters is the pain you feel when you dip your hand into your pocket and you pull out the money for a social media advertising campaign or a website or something else online to help your business, and then you spend that money and you never see it again. Who here has struggled with this? So it's totally different when you're working for someone else. You go to work, you spend someone else's money on advertising, it's fine. But when it's your own money and it goes down the drain, it is painful. Do you agree? But guys, I want you to get excited. Let's get excited, because this is not about me. This is not about my business. It's about you, and it's about making it happen. So let's get your products out there. Let's get them off the internet and into everyone's grubby little hands that need them. Agreed? The cold, hard truth is this. You are not here today because you want to build a hobby or because you want to be entertained by me, even though I am entertaining. You are here because you actually want to get down to business. You want to bring your business to market and have the passion to do so. And you want to have an offer that customers are going to respond to. Am I right? So it's the stuff that goes on behind the scenes that makes a difference. Not the glossy Facebook or Instagram world, not the groups that we're giving value to, and not the business cards we're handing out. I am only going to be talking about the stuff that's making you money. So I want to ask you a personal question. Who here knows that they spent time this last week on at least one non-income producing activity? Right, so are you hearing me? And that's why I host these masterclasses, because no matter how passionate and amazing you are at what you do, you are never going to get the clients you need if you don't focus on your online business and lead your client through a process where they actually end up clicking the buy now button. That's why I host classes like this. I'm passionate about this. I want everyone to be able to achieve and do what I've done, because I know you guys are just like me. You are extremely passionate. You have a business. You might not be as loud as me, but I do know that if you didn't want to make this business happen, you would honestly not be in this room. You would not be listening to this webinar right now. So passion is great, but it's time to focus on the business of the business, on the numbers of your business. Does that make sense to you? But here's what happens. You start to get in a mindset of, yeah, this is great, but where am I going to get my clients from? And then you're super busy, there's no money coming in, you've got all of these bills. Am I right? So you're like, this is horrible. I should have just stayed in my job. So if you can relate to that, I am excited for you, because I'm going to be straight up and honest with you. I'm going to take you through the truth of what it's going to take to make this online business happen for you. Yeah? And you are sick and tired of feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, and stuck. Am I right? Guys, this was a 10K day for me. So this is one of my favorite picks, not just because I'm here with my beautiful little princess, who is now 5 years old, but because this was the day that I discovered freedom. This is what freedom looks like, people. I look happy here, but I hadn't actually been able to work in my business in the gym for about 3 months prior to this photo. I was so sick in pregnancy, and it wasn't until I delivered my baby that I actually felt okay. So here I was, my baby was 1 day old in my arms. I checked my bank account and I actually did a double take. I made over $10,000 on this day. Now, granted, it's not like every day was a $10,000 day. It wasn't happening every single day. But there was something about cracking that 10K on that one day that made me feel incredible, because I had this realization that I could help every other mother crack that 10K day. And I thought to myself, imagine what the world can look like if I help other mums do this. Imagine if you had $10,000 come into your bank account in a day. Imagine what choices that would give you. So look, money is not really about money to me. It's about freedom. It's about choices. It's about lifestyle. And as a woman, I think this is so important, because if we have children and no money, we are so beholden to other people, to welfare, to daycare, to our husbands, our families, and that's not a great place to be sometimes. So my promise to you is this: I am going to make that difference for every other woman in the room. Yeah? I want to help you take your business all the way to the 10K day and beyond. So who here is excited about that? If you are, give me some love, people. I want to hear it. Are you all in? We don't want to worry about where our leads are coming from. Once you finish this process, you're going to know where the leads are going to come from. You need to stop being in the mindset of, oh, there's not enough leads out there. Who feels like that? The thing is, there's enough leads out there. The problem is you don't have the steps in place to manage them. I'm going to give you the latest strategies, everything you need to make this happen. So, are you all in today? Tell me with a nod or raise your hand if you are all in. Okay, love it. Great, so we are going to run through the 7 secrets. You are going to get control. And once you know these secrets, you will have the most effective and current digital marketing strategies working in the industry. You'll be super clear on exactly what next steps you need to make the whole online thing work for you. So does that sound great? So let's take the emotion out for a minute, because if there's one thing I know, our businesses are kind of emotional, they're kind of dramatic, they're kind of passionate, and it's all about making a difference and changing the world. But I just want you right now to switch that off for a minute and focus on the business of the business. Let's move the passion for a minute and focus on being objective. Secret 1. Let's move on. The first shift that we have to make from this moment, it's us versus them. What do I mean by that? I mean, it's us, meaning everyone that's listening to me yelling at them like a crazy person right now, and then it's them, that's maybe who you were before you came to this training. So before you came to this training, that's also your competitors, also anyone that hasn't listened to this, right? Because they're just doing what everyone else is doing. I want to emphasize this is not your fault. You didn't come to this training session before now, so you could not have known this stuff. So here's them. In social media, it often feels like the person who shouts the loudest gets the most heard. Do you guys agree? Yeah? And as everyone is scrambling around, they're shouting louder and louder and louder, and all you can hear is noise. But imagine for a minute, you're in a crowded cafe and everyone's shouting at each other, and all of a sudden someone pulls you aside and they whisper something super important in your ear. You actually do hear them, correct? So that's what we need to do. It's not about being the loudest. We're trying to pull our customers aside, whisper quietly in their ear, and they're going to hear that because the rest of it to them is just noise. So let's understand the difference between us and them. There's 2 types of people when it comes to your social media and marketing online. So them is your competitors, them is us, prior to having the sit-down chat. Your time, money, focus, energy, everything is going on their stuff. And guess what? Once your time's gone, you cannot get it back. The first thing is people trying to build a social media following, trying to get more likes on their business page, more people in their group, more people commenting, liking, and sharing, and on their Instagram. And you know what? This serves one purpose and one purpose alone. Does anyone know what it is? Ego. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel popular. And, you know, this thing that marketers called brand engagement. Has anyone heard that term, brand engagement? Personally, I don't love the term. I'm not a fan of it. I'll tell you why. Because no one can really tell you what brand engagement is. And they can't tell you how to measure it. We don't know where it begins or ends. We can't quantify it. So there's a few chances in a couple of thousand that someone's going to see your Instagram post and like it. Maybe just enough to visit your website and buy, right? So it could happen, right? but it's not a strategy for success. Yeah? Here's what they do. They create awesome content. So who loves creating social media posts and loves coming up with ideas for their Facebook page or Instagram? Who loves writing content and getting photos that kind of match it? So my question is, why are we even doing this? I've worked for a number of marketing agencies. Some of them really focus on it. And that's fine, but it's a long game, like 2 years. Do you guys have 2 years to wait for money? Because quite frankly, I don't have 2 years to get my customers. Same thing with Google. If you're trying to rank higher on Google by having blog posts, well, that's awesome. But I'm going to be honest with you, that is the long game. You know, I mean, let's face it, if you're not in the top 3 listings on Google, who cares? When you go to Google, do you look like third page, number 17? No, right. You're just going to choose the top 3. And secondly, it feels like you're doing something productive, right? So it feels like I created this awesome post and I did this and did that, but you know in your heart it's not working because it doesn't make you immediate sales. Third thing, getting more certificate. OMG, this is one of my favorites, and this is actually painful for me to talk about because I used to be the biggest serial getting of certificates person. I'll put my hand up. I have certificates for everything. And to be honest, I learned more about marketing when my butt was on the line and when I was working in a personal training business going, how on earth am I going to pay these bills when I was putting my hand in my hip pocket and pulling that money out than I did for anything learning in marketing or learning in my master's degree in marketing. So I'm not saying don't go and do the study, but if I had my time over, I would probably do things very, very differently. So look, getting better is not the answer. Yeah? Do you agree? Sorry, certificate getters. I know you guys are going to go home and cry over this, but at the end of the day, we need to focus on what is going to work. Next item, machine gun marketing. So let's say you're a health coach. You want to work with people that want to improve their health. Yeah. So you offer coaching, everything's ready to go. You got 1,000 people on your Facebook page and your Insta profile and you post. You're off, you're excited, and what's a minute? What's that? What do I hear? Silence, the sound of silence. So how many people on your Facebook business page or your Instagram page or any other place that you spread your content as thick as Vegemite on toast, how many of them actually want to improve their health, are seeking to improve their health, have the money to improve their health, and want a health coach? How many? Ultimately, we are trying to make our businesses work with personal contacts, and that is not a good strategy for success. What we need instead of the machine gun marketing is a target pistol. That's what I'm going to teach you, how to pull out that target pistol and shoot your customer straight between the eyes with your offers. So, hoping that your website will bring in sales. Who here has a website? Right. Ballpark, how much money did you spend on your website? You know, the average cost for a website in Australia is between $3,000 and $6,000, right? So how many months does it take to recoup that in sales? The answer is a lot. The reality is, from a customer experience perspective, you do need to have a website. You need a Facebook business page because you need to be professional online. It's like having business cards. So at the end of the day, that's great, but it's not a strategy for success. Next thing, word of mouth referrals. Honestly, I've built an entire business on word of mouth referrals. I know how that works. It's fine, but it's the long game. So if someone looks you up at any point, they're going to decide whether they want to, work with you or not. They're still going to have to make a decision. So here's the deal. No one really cares about leads. What we care about, our people need to buy. They need to actually purchase what it is that we are selling them. So now I've been through this list. Are you guys able to maybe see where you've got a few things wrong? Anyone? Who here has done more than one of these things? Great. Thank you for admitting that. And who here has done all of these things? Yeah, right. Okay, guys, it's fine. I'm hearing you. And you know what? I used to do all of these things too. You are not alone with this. So they're all the things that we think we have to do. It doesn't make us money. It doesn't grow our business. And my advice to you is from this point forward, let's only work on the stuff that works the actual business and not the fluffy stuff. Here's those people. They are stuck in the cloud of overwhelm. Really. And here's us. So the first thing we're going to do is focus on getting our online business engine built. We're going to get that running. Being an analyst, I'm not a fan of leaving things to luck or chance, wishing, hoping. You have to have a system. You got to set it up, build it, and make it happen. Like when you're building a house, you don't just kind of wish, oh, my magic house. You actually build the foundations first and get the plumbing and electrics in before you put the walls on and then put all the decorations, right? So let's imagine we've set it up, we've built it. Now we're going to generate traffic towards it. Our prospects are going to come in one side and a paying customer will leave on the other side. And if this hasn't worked so far for you, I'll tell you why. It's because it hasn't been built properly. That is a hard thing to hear because I think we know it's the truth. But once we realize we are responsible for building the business, we're responsible for building our audience, we're responsible for getting the leads and making the sales offer, and ultimately we are responsible for making money. We realize all of that, things start to change. So we're going to be in complete control over this. Do you guys want to see how it looks? Here we go. We're going to look at technology now, guys. So who hates technology or thinks technology is scary, right? I know there's a few of you putting your hands up. That is totally fine. So we're going to find out what does work and figure out how are we going to make it work for our business. So here are our goals. Ultimately, our end goal is to have our customer buy, to trade their money for your product or service, correct? And that's going to happen in our convert stage, which is over here on the right-hand side where the sales page is. Right? So when customers come to the sales page, they're either going to click to buy or click to book. So our goal is to get them to the sales page every single time. But before we get them to that stage, we actually have what we call the capture stage. This is where the customer becomes part of our process. Yeah. So this is where they actually go on our email newsletter, or they go on our opt-in page, they download something from us. This is when they become part of us. So the way we capture their data instead of Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or anyone else owning their data is in the first stage, which is just after the traffic stage. So when they basically opt in, they provide their email address to us and then we put them on our email list, right? Now we own their data. Now we have access to remarket back to them. Yeah. But we also have to capture a client from somewhere, okay? And that's our traffic strategies. So word of mouth can work well in Google and referrals and all of that. But the problem with that is you don't have enough volume. So they're all great things and we keep them in play, but we need to bang up that volume. So what I want you to imagine for a moment is imagine you don't have just a couple of leads a day. A couple of leads a day is super, super easy to track and to manage. Imagine now you've got thousands of leads a day or hundreds, even 100 leads a day. Is that a different scenario right there for your business? Absolutely. Because number one, you cannot service them the way you currently do. You're going to be calling all these people and like speaking to them and giving this incredible value and you're going to be completely burnt out. You have to give the value online. So ultimately that's what we're gunning for. The whole power in online marketing is the ability for it to scale and for you to leverage. So you can repeat this process over and over and over and over. It's the same process for every single client. Once it's set up once, it's done. You just have to build it once. It's not like you've got to build this and then build it again and again and again. No, it is done. I think we all kind of get that, but I think we also don't think we can get enough leads for our business. But you can. This is quite simply it. We pay for leads, we get traffic, we have some come in, and then we have money come out on the other end. That is simply it. There's only one additional step, that is once you've captured your customers, you're going to market to them, you're going to retain them. If they don't buy now, they might buy in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months, or like some of my customers I had in personal training would buy. I had one that bought like 7 years later. How crazy is that? But at the end of the day, they're on the list and they're going to keep getting that value from you. So you're going to sell them not just one product, you're going to sell them everything you've got and you're going to learn how to retain them. So how do we actually measure if this system works? Well, quite simply, your customers are buying, we're making money, we're able to see money hitting the bank account, but we also do have them in our capture stage. So the numbers on our email list are going up and we are seeing through Facebook advertising and other online methods how much our customers are also costing us to get. Yeah. So guys, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be building all of these parts behind the scenes. We've got all of this engine, it's running. So that's us, that's what we're doing. And then there's those people that are like taking selfies and building their content and following in their Insta page and, you know, making sure everything looks perfect and don't actually have an engine behind it to convert them into proper sales. So I hope that makes sense, because while they're doing that, we are going to take their market share. Right, secret number 2, stop focusing on all your fake friends. Okay, you do not need a big following, right? When I talk about following, I'm talking about how many people are liking your Facebook page or your Instagram page or even your personal page. But at the end of the day, it's not about how many people are on your page, not at all, okay? Thing is, we focus on following because we get up in the morning and someone is loving us up on Facebook, right? Isn't it? So we think, oh, we're witty and clever and our hashtags are perfect, and it is a lovely ego stroking. We all need that from now and then. But here's the ugly truth. No one really cares about you on social media, yeah? Do we want people to care about us? Yes, we want people to care about us, but only in the way of care for us and then buy our product. So does anyone here ever get disappointed because we've got this big following or even a small following, but that people just don't love us enough to buy our product? It is annoying, isn't it? But it's a little bit like the housework fairy that doesn't come in the middle of the night to do the washing. It would be nice if she came and unstacked the dishwasher and, just folded and put away the laundry or made the lunches for the next day. Would be handy, but hoping and wishing for it does not mean that it's going to get changed, no matter how much you don't like that. So, realistically, you have to get the people to do the work to buy from you. Don't worry about what people think about you. Generally speaking, for anyone in services or coaching, people don't buy off Facebook or Instagram directly. If you want to attract people that are going to buy your stuff, you need to pull them off social media. So we're going to disrupt them when they're scrolling through the feed with something they actually need, and then we're going to get them to get the heck away from social media so we can focus on building that relationship with them outside of social media and make them a raving fan of ours. So this is all about relationship building. So we need to get amazing at getting them into our business process, and then once they're there, actually converting them into a client. Please don't think that you already have to have a big following or have all of these things set up. It's okay. That's my job, to show you how we're going to turn you into a social media super mum. I realize some of you in the class today are not mums. That's okay. That's just the terminology I use, because even if you're not a mum, you're probably still a very, very busy woman with a lot on your plate, and your business is your baby. Here's what you do need, people. Your business success has nothing to do with your current social media efforts, right? You don't need a big following, but you do need sales. So here I am talking about all of this, and I got a bunch of people now saying, I thought I was coming to this masterclass to learn about social media. Here you are telling me I'm not going to be doing that. No, that is right. You are not. Here's my advice to you on how you're going to get leads to your business. We're going to bake a cake first, and then we're going to ice it. So bear with me. That sounds a bit strange, I know. But we need to focus on this. So I'm going to talk you through this, right? Secret 3, let's bake the cake first and then ice it. So here's the deal, guys. Almost everyone I know that's selling their products online are slapping icing everywhere without having baked a cake, right? They're putting stuff out there that looks amazing and it looks really pretty and, but we want to bake a beautiful cake, put the eggs, sugar, water, flour, mix everything up properly, cook it just the right amount, and then put the icing on. You can eat a cake that's not iced, but you cannot eat icing on its own, not without becoming sick anyway, right? What we do with social media every day, what I see every single day, is people icing the cake, but the cake is not baked yet. And the order of this is absolutely important. So the first thing that we need to do is create all the parts. And then what we need to do is put the parts together in the right order, okay? Then we need to bake the cake and ice it, right? So we're going to create all the components of our online business just like we create all the components for our cake. So we're going to create our sales page first. Yep, you can see that over here on the left-hand side. We've created our sales page. We're also going to create there, also on the left, the thank you page and the opt-in page. Yep, so they are created. From there, we are also going to create a lead magnet, which is a downloadable or an opt-in. You can call it all kinds of things. Ultimately, it's anything like a webinar, a checklist, something that is compelling and interesting to your clients that they are absolutely keen to download. Yep. Then after we've done that, then we're going to create the email trail. So if you look on the right-hand side, you can see there's a bunch of emails there that are going out to our client. So that nurture sequence of emails that go out to our client, I think we know they're important. And then after we've done that, we're going to go back and we're going to create the traffic producing advertisement. So we're going to advertise. Can you see that on the bottom side of the screen, right? So can you guys see what is advertised? I know this is a little tricky to see, but what do I have in my ad there? It is the lead magnet. It is the downloadable, right? So this is where it starts to get fun, right? The order is important. Just like you can't add emails to sell the product before the product's designed or the sales page is up and running, it is super, super important to do this in order. So guys, I need you to get your pens and paper out if you haven't already so that you can take some notes. The first thing we need to create is that sales offer page. We talked about that. Ultimately, this is the last page that your client will ever see before they buy. It is the most important page because that's the place where they're going to click buy now. So if you're an e-commerce business, that would be your product store. And if you're a consultant, you'll have a call to action that will have people complete an application or a book now button to book into your calendar. So you need a specific sales offer page for every single offer that you have. Our goal is simply to get people to our sales offer page, but they're not just going to get there magically, guys. You're not just going to put it on your website and hope people will find it and wonder why people are not buying. Once you've got your offer page solid, you're going to start working on the rest of your business system. And the second thing you're going to need to do is have something for free. So you got to create that lead magnet, that's something for free that your client can download. Does that make sense? This could be, as I said, a webinar, a how-to guide, a downloadable, a checklist, calculator, mini course, free video, or a competition or coupon code. But the most important thing here is that when your dream client gets this thing and downloads it, they're like, wow, this is amazing. Look, we've all downloaded freebies before, and I think you guys can tell the difference between a downloadable that's, a downloadable, and then a downloadable that's like, amazing, this is the stuff. So, you get that downloadable, you're like forwarding it to your friends and family and you're like, this is incredible, guys. You're going to want to use this one too, right? Does that make sense? So when that client downloads it, they cannot believe that they're getting it for free. They're thinking, wow, is this stuff is for free? Like, imagine what this person's paid stuff is like. I cannot believe I'm getting this for free. It is so good. So guys, this is where we stop the machine gun marketing and we get into our pistol practice. We're going to identify our dream client. We're going to give them exactly what they want. For example, back to, say you're a relationship coach. You put a free guide in that says the 9 things you're doing in your relationship every day to sabotage it. So these people are like, oh, wow, I need that. I sabotage my relationship, or I'm having relationship issues and I'm definitely going to download that. And you're actually sitting there going, oh, I need this. I so need this right now. The key with the downloadable is that you're not talking to people that don't want it. The people are your people, guys. If they were not your people, they wouldn't download it. If I put this advertisement on Facebook and advertise to say everyone in my family and friends, I wouldn't get that many people clicking because they're not my ideal target market segment. Maybe most of them are happy in their marriage, right? But if my ideal customer clicks on the ad and goes to my page, my opt-in page, and says, yes, I want the guide, I want the contest, I want the free course, and I want that thing that you are like selling me, they're going to swap their name and email for your lead magnet. And guess what? Now you pretty much own them. And once you're on their email list, they're on your email list, basically, guys, they are there until they buy or until they die in marketing terms. That's the reality. So guys, this is super important. This is where we have complete control and where we know it's the right people that we're marketing to because they're the people that are opting to get your freebie, which is about your stuff. Does that make sense? So if they weren't the right people, they would never opt in for that offer. Yeah? So if you have a guide that helped people, say, save their marriage, they would never be on your email list if they didn't want their marriage saved because no one's going to download a guide on how to save their marriage if they're not having marriage problems. It's the same with any other product. I really hope that makes sense to you. Yep. So this is our baked cake, our online business. All we have to do now is send traffic to our engine and the engine will take all that traffic and spit out leads and sales. Bake the cake first, then ice it. Secret number 4, date your client before you marry them. Don't marry them before you date them, people. So at the time when your people get the free guide, they don't know you from a bar of soap. They really don't necessarily like you and they don't trust you yet. Sorry guys, but that's the truth. So what people usually do is they grab your attention somehow through Facebook ad or Google. Oh yeah, that looks interesting. I'll download that thing. And once they've done that, I like to send them to a personal video page. For me, that's key to help create that engagement and personalization that they need. They can see me, I'm talking to them in my video about how to use the downloadable straight away. You just got this thing, here's how you use it, this is me, this is what I'm like. So has anyone had a situation where they've gone and got a download and all of a sudden they get a next email straight away, which is like, oh, you got the download, that's awesome. And by the way, here's these other products for sale. You can buy them. This happens all the time. It's actually really rare that marketers create the value in the relationship before they push that customer to go and buy a product. So it kind of reminds me of this friend I had back in Perth. A beautiful, beautiful person looking to date and get married to a guy. Very attractive, super fit. She'd go on these dates. Within 2 minutes, she'd sit down and be like, so what about you? You think of getting married? How many children do you want? And when do you think you might get married? Because, by the way, my biological clock is ticking. And the guys would be backing out the door like, whoa, seriously, nearest exit. This is exactly what we're doing in email marketing all the time, and we need to stop it. Guys, they just want something for free. This is not about you. It's your job to show them that you're not only the best at what you do, but you're also likable, you're fun, you're friendly. You want to build your brand with them. This is just a first contact. It's like a first date. You have to take them from cold, where they don't know, like, or trust you, and you got to warm them up and do that in a full nurture sequence. My nurture sequence is 12 emails. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it, right? You don't have to take 12 emails. You'd have 5 or 7, but the key is to send them more value, more coaching, more advice. And now the customer's going to come from this place of, wow, I really didn't know who that person was all this time ago, but now I know them. They're pretty cool. I like that about them. I'm going to tell people about them, and they're still sending me this awesome, incredible advice. So now they're going to start recognizing your brand. So when they see your next video or picture, they're going to be like, oh, her, I know her. I like her. I'm actually going to watch this. On we go. We're actually starting to warm them up. We're warming them up to something. So when you send them straight from someone who doesn't know you and you send them to your offer page, what do you think they're going to do? It makes no sense in their mind because they just don't know you. But when they know you, you've given value and you've been in their group and they've looked at you as an influencer. There's that warm touch points all the time. Not only that, you know they're the perfect client for your offer because they downloaded the downloadable. Guess what? That's when it works. When the timing's right, you send them to your offer page because you've built the trust and you really know that they're going to be interested in your offer because you've had enough time with them. And when they're at that offer page, they're going to be like, holy cow, this person is the best. I cannot wait to work with them. There are no objections because you've covered every objection they could possibly come up with in their mind already before they got to your sales offer page. So you will never have a leads problem, believe me. There's an abundance of leads out there. If it's not working for you, it's just that you don't have your online engine set up. Does that make sense? Okay, good. The next bit is going to dig a little bit deeper. So we've now had people visit our sales page and they've been and they've seen it, and for some reason they decided not to buy. Most of them bought, but there are a few that didn't. So the ones that didn't buy, we're going to retarget them depending on where they found you. They might have found you on Facebook. We're going to retarget them back on Facebook. So if you guys ever seen this, you go to a website, you're not quite like, you're quite interested in something, some fashion or something, and then guess what? One of your kids, a nappy change, or someone needs a Band-Aid. That kind of type of thing happens all the time. And so guess what? I accidentally close the browser and I'm like, oh, darn, I shouldn't have done that. Let's deal with this Band-Aid issue. Then I come back to my computer, I'm logged into something else to pay a bill or check something, and guess what? There's an ad that pops up being like, hey, you forgot to check out. Or, hey, here's those brown boots that you were looking at before. Why don't you buy them now? This is not coincidence, guys. Do you ever feel like it's coincidence? It's not. They're actually retargeting you. So we're retargeting our sales traffic. We're keeping it on the regular email list and nurturing them. And eventually they're going to come back to the sales page. Does this make sense? As I said, with the email list, they're on there until they buy or until they die or until they unsubscribe from your list. Yeah? And if you're doing it right, they will not unsubscribe. Okay? Next thing, don't wear your ugliest sweater on your first date, people. Who here has ever worn an ugly sweater on a date with someone they wanted to impress? That's a point, no one. Guys, your stuff needs to be next level. If you're shocking at graphic design, go hire a designer. If your stuff is average, really make sure that you're upping it, right? If you have a downloadable that is really simple and kind of boring, people are not going to love that, right? It's really important to look at your finances and make sure that when you're starting a business, you bootstrap. I'm not saying you need to spend a lot of money, but what I do want you to do at the end of the day is spend your money on advertising, but also have your things looking good, right? There's a bunch of tools you can use to design your product. Canva is simple and easy, and you can design your own graphics on there. And personally, I also have a landing page builder and an email manager. There are a ton of free tools out there, stock photos, websites, automation things. Yeah, this is professional, people. But just because we're on Facebook, we think we can seem to rock out with our pajamas on or looking like we rolled out of bed, people. I'm not saying I haven't done it myself, but if you don't have it together, just look as if you do. Slap a bit of makeup on, do your hair, maybe make sure the lighting's okay. And, people want to buy from people that they want to be like and not necessarily people that they are like. Does that make sense? So keep it professional. Guys, this is the thing that I reckon 99.9% of people get wrong. Design your product properly. It's more than design. It's about putting that thing out there that your customer wants. Yeah? I hope that makes sense. The final point I have to make is that no one cares about your stuff, your offer, your product, your things until they've gotten to know you a bit, gotten to like you, and gotten to trust you. So imagine you met a guy, you went on one date with him and he's talking marriage and kids. You would freak out. You don't know this guy and he's already trying to put the moves on you, wanting to spend his life with you. It's just a bit too much too soon. Same with our customers. Don't be full on. Don't be in their face. Give them value. Get to know them. Have them get to know you and gently lead them, holding their hand to the next stage in your business. Secret 5. You need to design your product properly and especially at the right price points where your customers are going to buy. Your product price points do matter. And ultimately, here's how I get my clients to build their products. Yep, I call it the product triangle. We give them a free lead magnet or opt-in. Then we give them a video with instructions for the lead magnet. Then we push them to an entry-level product. Now that product price point is going to be between $17 and $30, but the value of the product is going to be around $150. Does that make sense? So my lead magnet could charge for it, but I can tell you that lead magnet is worth a lot of money, right? I've worked on it for hours. Then I offer a mid-tier product. This price point is going to be between $99 and $130, but the value of that product is going to be $300 to $500. You can do payment plans as part of this too. And then you're going to have a high-level product or a VIP product. That thing there is going to be $300 to about $1,000 upwards, yep? But the value in that's going to be super worthwhile. So what's happening is when people get your stuff, they're getting these products, what they're getting, the value for money is far greater than what they're spending. Does that make sense? All these people, they're in our nurture sequence. They're not just buying one product. We can remarket to them other sales offers in a regular way. And ultimately, if customers are clicking and buying from you once and twice, then the stats show that they will buy a third time. So literally, if they buy the first product, there's 27% chance they're going to purchase another product. And if they buy 2 products, there's 45% chance they're going to buy 3 products. And if they bought 3 products, there's 54% chance they're going to buy 4 products. So even if you don't have products at all the different price points, I do highly suggest and recommend that you look at your product structure and look at what you could charge and how you could actually structure this in a way that it's going to work for your business. So the customer that's going to buy from you, they're going to buy more. The power in repeat customer and repeat business is truly, truly important. Yep, and we're going to delve into that now. Right, secret number 6. Knowing your numbers. You need to know your numbers, people. This is my favorite part and the most important part. If you're starting to snooze, I need you to wake up because I'm going to get up in your face about numbers. We're going to go through this quickly. I want to make sure that I build this thing and make sure it works. I don't want to have to wish for it. I want to know the numbers, look at them and see how they're tracking and be like, yes, that's the right number for me. Now, one of the things that helped me with numbers was my background as a business analyst. When I was working at ComSec, I launched the first online share trading platform. I know about numbers and metrics and analytics and that they don't lie. I've literally had staff members lie directly to my face, but my numbers never, ever, ever lied to me. So you can figure out what success is going to look like through your numbers. It is a numbers game, people, right? At the end of the day, I think my stuff's awesome, but it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what my customers think and the leads think and the landing pages are doing. So if people are coming and not buying, it's not that you suck personally, not at all. It's just there's an element of 2 in your product or your marketing that's not working, or your numbers are just not adding up. Really, it's always down to the numbers in my opinion, and the numbers will also help you see where you're broken. where the process is broken, where your funnel might not be working. So guys, it's not rocket science. Stay with me. I know some of you are just not numbers people and you're already switched off because you're like, I can't deal with numbers. I get it. But this is going to blow your mind once you understand it and once you get your calculator out and actually start seeing where things are not working for you. So please just bear with me. Has anyone here ever run a Facebook ad before and it fell flat and it didn't work? Right? Okay. Yep. I know there's a few of you. Yeah. Comment if that's you. You spent your own money on that. Is that correct? Absolutely. So you're going to be able to figure out in the next section what goes wrong. But before I get to that, I want to show you something that shifted my money mindset. I know a lot of people who have problems with money mindset, and this is what I call the sweet spot. We are so hung up on numbers, but $1 million is really just able to be broken down into the following. So easy. So $1 million is literally 1 million people paying $1, 100,000 people paying $10, 10,000 people paying $100, 1,000 people paying $1,000, or 100 people paying $10,000. And right here, I've highlighted 1,000 people paying $1,000 because for me, that is the sweet spot. Are you guys clear on that? When you break it down like this, it makes so much more sense, don't you think? So if you have a product that's worth $1,000 and you get 1,000 people to buy it, there you go, there's your $1 million. And why am I focused on $1 million? I mean, sounds like a lot, but at the end of the day, if you live in Australia or America or just any kind of developed country, it's really just even buying a house costs more than $1 million. So this is about you having a very average lifestyle for a developed country. Who here wants to make some money? Yeah, raise your hand if you actually want to make some money while you're helping people, because I'm going to help you with the numbers to make that happen, right? We are back to our diagram on the online business engine. The question is this: how much traffic are you going to put at the front end to get an opt-in to your page compared to how many sales are coming out the back end? That's how much money you're going to make. That's all it is. You drive traffic on one side and sales come out the other. Let me give you an example of one of my former clients, which was a home building business. They spent $1,600 in an ad campaign over 3 months. So what's that, like $500, $600 a month? That resulted in $2 million of gross profit because they sold 4 houses off that campaign that I ran them. 4 houses. So they spent $1,600 and they made $2 million gross profit. Are you guys hearing me? It's crazy. You don't have to spend this kind of money. But some agencies, they spend $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month. And why wouldn't you? Now, if I said to you today, here's $10,000, in 1 month's time, that's going to be $100,000 to your business, you would look at me like I was crazy. You'd be like, what do you want about? My financial investment guy can't get me that return on investment. Exactly. So all the long-term studies on Facebook advertising show that for every dollar spent, you get up to $3 back for it. And for Google AdWords, it's $2 back. But think about it. There's a lot of people advertising that still don't know what they're doing, that don't have a strategy behind it, that don't work in marketing, and only 5% of Australian businesses are currently using paid advertising on Facebook, right? Only 5%. So even if we spent $100 and we made $500, right? That's just real conservative numbers. People that are doing online marketing, they get it. They understand money comes in one end and comes out the other end. Yeah, we need to think about that, right? So at the end of the day, if you had a product up front, and you were able to sell that to a customer and you acquire that customer, it's just traffic in, sales out. Really, really that simple. Your business about the numbers. So guys, we have to stop leaving this up to luck or chance. We just need to make it happen. I'm going to give you an example, a real life example from my fitness business, because I think this will help you to get this concrete once and for all. So the first launch in my business, I had 321 leads on my email list, and I sold my product to 12 people through word of mouth and through referral strategies. And then my email list had 309 people because obviously 12 people bought. Does that make sense? Yep, so that's the power of email lists. Okay, so the second launch, I spent $300 on Facebook ads and I got an additional 96 leads. Yep. So through my free lead magnet, which was a meal plan downloadable, People are not going to download a meal plan if they're not looking to lose weight, by the way. My email list now had 405 leads, and 3% of that database took action. So that was 12 people, and they each bought a product worth $960. Because I wasn't just going to sell them like the $60 personal training plan like everyone else. My clients were buying packages. So each of them bought $960 product, which was basically my 3-month personal training plan, because I led them through a process where they would purchase it. So look at the profit that I made. I spent $300. There's the ad spend, $300. And the net profit was this amount of money. Does that make sense? Net profit. Okay, so if I said to you guys, here's $300 and we're going to turn that into $11,520, what would you guys say? But guys, here's the most important part. Now I have $11,520 in the bank account, and I had 405 people on my list, but 12 of them bought, right? So now I only have 393 on my list. Can you see that there? So I can pay to add more people again through Facebook advertising. But let's say this time around I decided not to. It's still a ripe list because they haven't bought yet. Does that make sense? So I didn't do paid advertising. I'm just going to keep this the same just to make it easier for your heads right now. And let's say 3% of that 393 are now going to buy from me because they've been with me for a month. They've connected with my brand. I've nurtured them through emails. They know all about me. They know everything about me. And so I don't have the cost of paid advertising. So now I have just made 11,520 off these people. And if I add the figures from both of those, I've made a profit of $23,400 off a $300 ad spend. Yeah? Do you guys get this? Is this ticking over? Are you understanding what I'm saying? If you are, put your hand up. Let me know. Get excited about this. Guys, this is where it's at, you know? So guys, the numbers tell it all, and they are so, so, so important. You need to wrap your head around that. If you're having difficulties with that, I would love to talk to you more about your specific case and help you with those numbers, yeah? So make sure you send me a shout out or a comment so I can do that. So guys, we're actually asking ourselves the wrong question. The question we've been asking all along is, how do I do this? And the question we should be asking is, how do I do this in 3 hours a day? Because I don't know about you guys, but I have a busy life. I don't want to be spending a whole bunch of time and money on this. What I want to be doing is 3 hours a day so that I can literally do it in between school hours, pick up and drop off, and manage my household and my husband and everything else in the meantime. I hope that makes sense. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm obviously fired up and passionate and a little bit crazy as well. You can probably tell that after today's webinar. But my mantra is failure is not an option. If you want to be successful in this space, you have to be like that. You have to build your network of people. You need to connect with people. You need to hire the people you need to hire. Look, it is not easy. I do not come from a family of entrepreneurs. I am the first entrepreneur in my family. My mom thought it was awesome when I was making 6 figures in a job. She was so proud. But I said, I can only ever make 6 figures here, Mom. And she's like, but that's a good income. Why would you not be happy with that, honey? So you do have to be a bit crazy if you're on this entrepreneurial journey. Do you agree? You need to have a team around you, people that are going to keep you fired up and motivated. And it's important to surround yourself with those people that will keep you up there. You need to have the best coaches and the best people that you're hanging out with. It can be really hard if you have people in your family or even partners at time being like, well, I don't really get why you want to do this thing. This can be a super, super drain on you. So please make sure that you have a team of people around you so that when that happens, you can talk to them about it instead of talking to your spouse or family members or your mom or dad if they're not entrepreneurial minded. Hey, this thing happened. And they'll be like, don't worry, that happened to me too. Or when I first got started, yep. Or that happened just a couple of months ago. Here's how I dealt with it and got through it, right? That is so, so, so important, is having those business networks. It's a really important secret to it all. Yep. So I'm just going to refresh. Here's our 7 secrets, right? This is what we talked about. It's us versus them, not about a following. Stop focusing on your fake friends because no one really cares about your stuff until you build it. And we need to bake that cake first, bake the online business engine before we ice it in the social media pretty Instagrams and Facebooks. We need to date our client before we marry them, take them through the email nurture sequence, hold their hand. Product is important to them. Numbers are super, super important. And last but not least, making sure that you do believe in yourself and you invest in yourself and invest in your team. So I am still excited. I hope you guys are too. Let me ask you a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you now about building your business? Yeah, where would you guys be rating it in terms of how excited you are? Have I got some 10s in the room with me here, right? Yeah, I know. I love it. When I talk about this, everyone always like 10, 10, 8, 9, 10. I love it, guys. So thank you so much. If you're still here with me, I'm just so thankful because I feel like this is going to absolutely change your life. So is it okay right now if I spend a couple of minutes just going through an offer that I've created to help some of you implement your online business straight away? Is that okay? Do I have your permission? Awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So my regular in-person live workshops program that I offer year-round currently is waitlisted, and I have to be honest, this thing gets booked out super quickly. The last one booked out within 24 hours of launch, and a whole bunch of people missed out. However, I have decided I'd like to work with smaller groups of participants in between my courses. So I have created and am offering a new online program. And this program is called the Social Media Supermom Online Bootcamp. This is an online business building and growth program where you're going to learn everything we've talked about today and more. This online course is going to help prepare all the groundwork that you need to get successful once we start the build. So this is not a course where you're going to sit and take a bunch of notes and not do anything. I believe in execution, people. We are going to build this thing from the ground up. We're going to build the lead magnet together, build the opt-in together, build the thank you pages, build the sales pages, build the email nurture sequence, the whole shebang. And the best thing about this is that every single thing in this course is templated. So what could potentially take you years and years and years to write and deliver and get going with, like it initially did for me, even with my marketing background, it's going to be done for you as soon as you've completed the workbook. It is quite literally a plug and play system. You will have to show me that you executed the work, right? So this is easy. It is for those of you who are technologically challenged, who are struggling with what to write on your sales page or have no idea how to use technology, who need help in getting the clients clicking the buy now or book now buttons, and the hard work, it's already done for you. All you have to do is turn up and do the homework, exactly what I ask you to do, right? No need to stress. What it is, let me run through exactly what it is. It's an online business building program. It's designed to teach you everything we talked about. You're going to get all the modules, checklists, workbooks, and numbers for your business. You get all the advice, support, and hand-holding that you need along the way. Guys, I've done this myself. I've built 3 businesses myself using this system. I know the system works and there's no confusion with it. I am going to walk you through what the course covers and what we're going to build in less than 90 days. Don't take this from me. Here's Ali.
The weekend appealed to me because I was stuck with my business, not knowing really where to start with social media, being a baby boomer. That's been so much information, you know, but it's been absolutely awesome because I feel now I've got a bit of a direction. It's going to be quite life-changing, not just obviously financial freedom, but also I'm going to not be time poor. And I'm so glad that I came along to the weekend, otherwise I would never have known. I have found Danielle to be very clear. She's very informative, she knows her stuff. If you're stuck anywhere, she's there to help. You don't feel like you're just going to be left behind. You always know that there's going to be support, and I love how she keeps it on track and direct. It was great, she was awesome, and I would definitely sign up to another course.
Guys, Ali is one of my clients who recently completed this modules as part of a weekend course I presented. That's what she had to say about the experience. I loved working with Ali. It was awesome to get her business to the next level. So I'm going to run through quickly what I did on the weekend and what I do with my clients. And this is all part of the online program that I'm offering. So module 1, we're going to lay the foundation for your online business. You'll establish a clear timetable to get your launch going. Choose the right technology for your business, which is my experience is in technology, guys. You'll understand why your product doesn't need to be fully built or developed in order to start, and will help you also develop your own branding focus and style guide so that your business has a look and feel like no other. And then we're going to move to module 2. In module 2 is going to be a bit about your ideal client. You'll have market research, the charisma factor. Is your product actually the kind of product people want to buy? If not, how do we change that? And then niching down to your target market. So going through the demographic and psychographic factors of your client, understanding their fears and pain points and what's keeping them up at night, and to get to the bottom of all of that so we can market to them effectively. Module 3, we're going to build our engine. Guys, I told you all about this before. You'll learn why it's important to have the engine. You'll learn about sales funnels, how you can implement them in your business, and you'll finalize your product names, your product and pricing decisions, and test everything. Yep. Then we're going to go in module 4 and supercharge your sales offer. We're going to give them an offer that they cannot resist. You're going to brainstorm the product types, pricing. You're going to have it set up your offer delivery and your offer page. All of your content's going to be finalized. Yep. And above all, you're going to find out what your lead magnets or downloadables will be. Plan them out so that your customer is going to be effortlessly attracted to you. Right? Module 5, driving the traffic to your website. You're going to figure out how to build a Facebook ad and how we can track those Facebook ads to ensure success. You will determine the best strategies for your niche of customers. You'll understand the different avenues that you can use and what is appropriate for your business, and how to direct both paid and organic campaigns to your sales offer page, and then how to nurture your customers until they buy. And remember, everything is templated, every single thing. Module 6, we're going to determine the aspects of your product pricing and value ladder that are important. We're going to determine the most important numbers you need to know in order to run your business each and every day. And in addition, I'm going to walk you through understanding return on investment for social media spend and how to track and calculate these investments using my calculators so that you are not going to be losing money. Okay? Don't take it from me. Here is Louise.
Danielle has been absolutely amazing. She, like she says herself, she's very direct, but that's what I want. You know, we have crammed so much into this weekend, way beyond what I thought we would actually cover. And really, I think it's because she's very succinct. And I love that, because I've kind of got to the stage, I just want to go in and do it. I don't want to fluff around, don't want any waffle. And that's really what we've done. We've kind of come in, and right from 9 a.m. yesterday morning, we've got into action. So it's been fabulous. Like, I'm just wrapped at how much we've actually covered. I would say out of all the events that I've ever done, I've probably come away with the most from this weekend.
That is Louise. She is in network marketing. She runs a team of entrepreneurs, and in working with me was able to help change her financial situation, but also impact the lives of every woman on her team. So I love that. So this program is for 3 types of people. Yep. If you've never built an online business before, you have no experience with the above, guys, I love working with people like you, because I tell you what to do and you just do it. I love it when people just follow my process step by step, because it means they are going to be successful. Yep. If you have started building your online business, but you are completely overwhelmed or stuck, you have no idea on the sequence or how it should be done, or you've completed some steps and not others, or even if you've half built your business or nearly fully built your business, but for some reason it's failing and you cannot figure out how or why, guys, this course is going to help you understand the areas that you need to work on to improve it and make sure it does work. So guys, experience is not necessary for my program, but having the right mindset is. It is not another fluffy course where you get your notebooks out and everything is just like written down and no one does anything. I actually walk you through step by step. You are required to execute the elements that it takes to be successful in this space. I will look at your deliverables and give you feedback on them so that it's super, super easy for you to put them in place and then have leads coming to your door. There will be no more of this person. This is not you anymore. You will have your engine built. It's going to be done. You'll be making higher level decisions than you ever have and be able to put back time, effort, and energy into your clients. And you are going to be focused on what is important and on the priorities in your business. No more laying with your head in the ground, pretending things don't matter. Okay? You know, guys, you can't just build your community or focus on your product or hope and wish that things are going to change. You have to do the work. You have to make your clients find out about you and build a relationship with them. Yep. We need to make sure that they're going to know, like, and trust you, and that they will buy from you when the timing is right. You'll make the offer and they will buy. Here's a testimonial, another one from Bree.
I really have spent probably the last 6 months trying to build my own funnels in my own lounge room. I'm not very techie, and whilst I was getting the hang of it, there was quite a few things that I felt was missing. And when I heard that there was a weekend, I decided that that was something I needed to do to further my business to take off. She's amazing. She is very direct. She knows exactly what she's talking about. And she keeps it flowing really well, but doesn't rush ahead. I can see so much potential in my business. I've known for a long time that there's a great potential behind it, but I think this has just accelerated the growth to something that possibly would have taken me another 12 months. I would absolutely recommend other people to do the course. It's not an easy thing to get online, and I think for people from my age group, we weren't taught a lot of this stuff at school, but that's where business is online, and so I definitely would recommend, if you're struggling with this kind of stuff, it would really, really improve your business.
So Bree, after launching her online seminar, not only quadrupled her prices, but she also increased her sales conversion rate by over 400%. And she is now changing the lives of her clients with her health coaching. And I love seeing that, because that's what it's all about for me. So very, very quickly, the investment. What am I up for? Here are the details, people. Yeah. First thing you're going to get is immediate online access. It's a online boot camp. I try and tell people to do it in 90 days. However, if the dates and times don't suit you, it doesn't matter, because when you log into this course, you get 24/7 access. You can watch the replays whenever you want, and you can do the homework weekly so we can move through to the next module. If you get left behind at any time, it doesn't matter. We have a Facebook community. You can ask for help there 24/7. You could also email me with questions. Once you cover off your module items, you'll get access to the next module, so you can move at your own pace, which is awesome, with me holding your hand the whole way through the course. The next thing you get is the Know Your Numbers worksheet. This is a tool to help you figure out exactly where your numbers need to be profitable, and it includes 13 key metrics to help you fast track your financial success. When you have this tool, you're going to be able to identify straight away the sticking points in your business where things are not working or your finances are just not right, and you can figure out what are the key strengths in your business and how you can improve. You'll also be able to get rid of any other system or tool that you're currently using to track the finances. Guys, these are the only numbers that you need to know in order to make your business a success. When I was first figuring out this stuff, I ran into a big roadblock. I had no idea what numbers I needed to measure and track, and that stopped me from being successful as quickly as I could be. Way back then, I had to spend so much money on financial advisors, accountants, and a bunch of time too, so that I could figure out an efficient way to handle this problem. I don't want you to have to recreate the wheel in this, guys. I've already got proven results with this thing. I'm just going to give it to you with this package. I hope that sounds cool. The great thing about it, it is literally unbreakable. It will point you where you need to put your numbers into. All the calculations will be done for you. So even if technologically challenged, you've never used a spreadsheet before, or you're not a numbers person, this is going to be super, super easy for you to use to help your online business. Next. So you've got the online course and the Know Your Numbers worksheet. Guys, the total value on this is $7,812. Please hold with me, because I do have a special offer for you at the end. When you invest today, you're also going to get access to my private video vault of marketing masterclasses. This, guys, is a collection of interviews with top experts in the field of marketing in Australia. It is going to help you with the detailed specifics of what does and doesn't work when you market your products. Guys, if you were to hire each of these experts to go through this stuff, you would be looking at paying tens of thousands of dollars. But you will not have to, because I'm including this as part of your investment. Guys, I have personally handpicked and selected these amazing experts to help you on your journey. It's going to make it faster and easier for you to understand what's important in your business. If you're the kind of person you know nothing about target marketing, then there are specific interviews on that. If you're the kind of person that knows a lot of things, you're still going to get the very best tips and tricks from these masterclasses. I personally had to go through days and days of work, networking, finding the right people that could communicate well, testing their theories and strategies, pulling money out of my pocket to hire them and to test their strategies. You will not have to do any of that. This is all included in your Social Media Supermom online bootcamp. If you add that value of $1,997, it means the value of this course is $9,809, right? So you're going to get the online course, the Know Your Numbers, and the marketing masterclasses. You are also going to get access to the Facebook ads calculator when you invest today. This is going to help you with how to calculate your Facebook ad spend and what kind of results you can expect to see when you advertise on Facebook. So when I was trying to figure out this stuff, I literally had to go and work for the marketing agencies. It took me months and months to get access to the best benchmarks and the best strategies, yeah? And I lost a lot of time and money in doing so. You won't have to do this. I'm going to give this to you as a special bonus when you purchase my course. This is going to make it faster and easier for you to get the results you need once you start advertising on Facebook, even if you have no idea about Facebook advertising or you have never ever done it before, yep? If I include that at $497 value, you're looking at a total value of $10,306, right? Now here is amazing, guys. As a special offer, for those of you towing the line, when you invest today only, you're going to also get access to my bonus module on Facebook advertising. Obviously, I couldn't give you access to the Facebook ads calculator without having the module going alongside it. So this is going to help you with figuring out how to improve your Facebook advertising strategies, how to increase your return on investment using Facebook, which will help you get leads for your business. You will not have to worry about the headaches and figuring out what you need to do the long way with a lot of frustration because it's already done for you and it's laid out in a step-by-step guide and checklist, which is going to make it super easy for you to implement quickly into your business. But wait, there's more. I am committed to your success, right? You guys are like, ooh, throwing the steak knives around, huh? I am going to throw in the bonus module offer for Google Analytics, right? People ask questions all the time to me about Google Analytics. This module is just going to teach you the basics, the ins and outs of your website and Google Analytics, what your customers are doing when they get to your website, how you can set up goals so you can track and figure what they need to do. And so you can actually capitalize on their purchase behavior, and it will also show you if there's any problem areas or things you need to redesign on your website if it's not going to be working for your customers. I hope that makes sense. So all of these together, the online course, the Know Your Numbers worksheet, the marketing masterclasses, Facebook ads calculator, Facebook ads module, and Google Analytics module, the value of these, $11,500, right? Now, if all this package did for your business was get it launched and finished and get you a couple of 10K days, would that be worth it, guys? Right, of course it would be. Guys, I wanted to share with you the experience I had in creating this. So you have to really think big picture here, okay? This is about investing yourself just by implementing the information in the course. Remember my client that spent $1,600 on the ads and made $2 million gross profit in 3 months, you know? That is a massive return. And I think, guys, that if I said to you, I'm going to give you $1,600 and it's going to be $2 million in 3 months, you would never believe me, right? So honestly, guys, if all this system did was get you focused on the right things in your business and have you stop worrying about your friends and family not buying your products because you had a steady stream of consistent leads, would it be worth $11,500 to you? Right, of course. And if all it did was get you build and automate your online business engine in the quickest way possible to free up your time to focus on other things, would it be worth $11,500? Look, I think the average income in Australia is about $50,000, yeah? This thing can take a year, 2 years, 3 years to build if you do it the long, hard way. That's what I did. I do not want you guys to have to go take a couple of years to build this thing, right? I've already done it for you, yeah? It's worth the money. Trust me, it is worth the money. And if all it did was to know your numbers and design your products in an exact science so that people actually buy them, would it be worth $11,500 to you? Of course it would. So I had 2 choices with this, guys. I could have made it as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible. But the problem with that is I couldn't have stacked on the value. I couldn't have done the masterclasses. I couldn't have actually given you a quality product. So I decided to go with the second option, requiring a slightly higher investment on your side, but in exchange for that, I can dedicate more time, energy, and resources to guarantee your success. I want every client of mine to have success because your success is my success. That's how it works. And I am passionate about making a difference to the world with your products. So if you had a successful online business today already that was making you money, what would that actually be worth to you? And how much would you pay to have that business? So you can see why people pay upwards of $1,000 a month for similar results from me, because it's not a cost, it's an investment. People give me money to put ad campaigns up for them and then have thousands of dollars come back in. So they might spend $1,000 or $1,500 with me, but then they have 10, 20, 50,000 come back. Okay? So this is really important. You've seen how it's worth $11,500, and to be honest, even if I reduce that price to $2,499, it's still a great deal. But because I'm passionate about women entrepreneurs following their dreams and bringing their online businesses to life, I'm going to give you a special offer today. That is right. The entire package that we talked about, everything we've discussed today, for one payment of $1,249. Or you can get started today for only $129 for 12 payments. Now, if you were to hire a professional to do all of this, it's going to cost you well over $20,000, $30,000. But because you're learning how to do it yourself, and I'm giving you the tools and resources to make it happen fast, you are only going to pay $1,249. Yeah? 12 payments of $129. If you'd rather pay in 4 payments or 1 payment, that is fine too. When you open up the page that is now on your webinar here, it's www.socialmediasupermomonlinebootcamp.com. You will get those options available to you, and you will simply have to select what works for you. Also, as an incentive to those of you that want to pay back in full, you will get a customized feedback on your final video. So if you decide that you want to pay upfront and it's done, that's awesome. It just means you're going to get a completely customized, unique feedback. So that's just a little throw in for those of you that like to pay things up front and get some benefit. But it is not necessary. You are quite welcome to pay in the monthly installments if that does work better for you. Now, if you're onto it and you've already gone there and signed up, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations. I am super, super excited about having you on board. I cannot wait to talk to you and connect with you about this business of yours. And I believe this is such a great decision that you have made. I really know this is going to change your business and your life. So thank you, thank you. If you have not, then I need you to go to this link and have a little look and look at the 3 different options so that you can decide which one you want to go for. And if you're still testing the waters, I want to reassure you that you absolutely do have a choice here, okay? I'm not going to force you to go there. Option 1, you can do it slow. You can take everything I've taught you about here today. You can take this away, go and do this by yourself. There is no reason at all why you cannot. That is option 1. Guys, I don't want you to have to go into debt or have to literally scrape the barrel in order to do this. If you really are struggling and you cannot, the choice is this or put food on the table, please do not buy my course, okay? Don't be silly about it, right? But at the end of the day, all I hope to see as the outcome is that you are going to have an engine built, you're going to have leads, you're going to have customers clicking the buy now button. That is what I'm all about. That is what I'm gunning for, and that is what I want for your business, and I know I can do it for you, right? Option 2 is do it fast and do it with me. Yeah. You can do it with me quickly as your coach. I'm going to hold your hand. We'll be together. I'll keep you accountable. We're going to get it done. You'll have my passion and knowledge. I have the background and the experience, and I think will be an awesome combination so that together we can generate those leads. I know you're passionate. If you weren't passionate, you would not still be listening here, guys. So let's get those products of yours out there, get them into the hands of the world, and you should absolutely be excited about that. The other thing I wanted to tell you guys is that my offer also holds a 30-day, 100% money back guarantee. So for any reason, if you're not happy with the outcome of the course and you can show me that you've completed the coursework, I will refund every cent of your money back to your bank account. Yep. There is also a fast action bonus today, guys. I know lots of people are struggling to commit to something, I don't want that to be you, because I know the impact this can have on your life and your business. So if you're ready to rumble, you want to get in the ring and get things done once and for all, I have a super, super offer for you. But this is only going to be available for the next 30 minutes after the close of this masterclass. And I put these things in so that you guys can literally jump over that line and go, okay, cool, I know I need to do this, and I am going to like really benefit from this. Yep. Here it is. This is my fast action bonus. When you invest today, in the next 30 minutes, you're also going to get access to my $1 Million Matrix. Guys, this matrix is the key to determining how you, with your little products, can make $1 million within 3 to 5 years. Guys, this is crucial. If you don't look forward to the future, it is so challenging to look at just today and know specifically what you have to do to get to that $1 million, right? This spreadsheet will help you to get there. It's going to let you plug in your required sales, your required product price points, figure out how to scale and grow your business like never before. But it is only going to be available if you register for the Social Media Supermom online bootcamp within 30 minutes of the close of this masterclass. Yep. Final slide showing you what you get, my refresh, my final refresh, this full suite of online course modules, the Know Your Numbers worksheet, the marketing masterclass interviews from the top marketing experts, the Facebook ads calculator, Facebook ads module, Google Analytics module, and the fast action bonus, which is the $1 Million Matrix for $1,249. Guys, all you have to do is head to the link on your screen right now. Yep. Pop over there, choose your payment option. You can do the 12 months at $129 a month, or the 4 months, or the full in full. Then it's done. The goodies will start arriving immediately to your inbox. You'll start getting your logins and all your details that you need. How awesome is that? I know a couple of you have been sending me questions that are still on the masterclass with me. Thank you for sending me those questions. I will get to them. I'm going to answer some of them live. And while I'm kind of figuring those out and answering them in person, I'm going to flick you over to another testimonial so you can hear about what some of my other clients have to say about working with me.
I'm not IT savvy, and I just knew that I needed a hand to be able to get my message out there. I found Danielle to be really structured, so we didn't get lost in stories. I found her very, very knowledgeable, but made all that really complex information really easy to follow. I feel this weekend has been so much learning, that I've just taken on so much information, and I really feel that I've now got the tools that I need to help take my business to the next level. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Guys, that was Carol. Carol had very little to no experience. Obviously, got a huge amount out of doing the weekend with me. So, guys, I did promise you a freebie just for turning up today. So if you are still here and you're on the webinar and you got your notes, phone, notes, notepad, whatever, log on to this lead magnet of mine. It's super powerful. It's a planner for what you need to do in the next 30 days to launch your online business, right? So log on to that website there, socialmediasupermom.com. When I started this, I was like, wow, that's crazy. People are selling courses out there. They take 6 months. And I was like, it's too long. I think cash flow is king. We've got to get this happening. So I designed this online planner from scratch. I've had such amazing feedback. Even someone last week who was like, I have never had a lead magnet as amazing as this with so much valuable information. So go to the link, get the download. You'll see the download now button on there, and it will take you to a video. And please do not close that page out, because there is a bit more information I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah. So if you've got questions about all of this, what I want you to do is to stay here, because I'm going to answer a bunch of your questions. And if I still don't get to your question, you can then send me a message. But feel free to stay here. If you need to think about for a little bit longer, stay here with me for a couple of minutes while I answer these questions for you. Okay. So firstly, I wanted to thank all of you guys for being so engaged. Look, if you've already gone to enroll, thank you. I am so excited about working on your business with you. If you haven't yet and you're still here with me and you've got questions, that's cool. We're going to run through them. I hope that whatever you are doing now, and if you're leaving this webinar and you haven't purchased, my main goal for you is I really hope that you have learned stuff from me today. And if that's the case, and then I'm really, really thankful. So good luck with your businesses. And regardless of what happens here, please just don't go back to being that girl on the table where she's got her head down and just like kick that overwhelm to the curb, people, and literally just start getting stuff done. Like, just start jumping in and getting things done. And for those of you who have booked your spot, oh, congratulations, this is going to blow your mind, right? Anyone that's still on the fence, let's answer some questions here. If you've still got questions want to ask in private, feel free to message me or send me an email or go into the Facebook group. I will be hanging around for a while, so feel free to ask those questions. And I thought I'd go through some of the more popular questions that people ask me. So here's the first one. I don't have enough time to get things done as it is so busy in my life. How am I going to get the time to complete this program and also implement the steps to launch my product? I get it, guys. I'm just like you. I got kids, housework, jobs, school holidays at the moment, commitments. Being a mum, huh? I want you to know I would never want to put another item on your list. Like, that's just it, right? I know what it's like. But I also think that every human has 24 hours a day in the day. And so what we need to do is put an investment in time in the things that make a massive difference to your future you. Yeah? So that might mean for a couple of weeks you don't do housework, or it might mean that, you just need to tick off one big thing off your list every day, or you need to not see some friends for a while, or whatever it might be that it's going to take for you to actually be successful. But the good news is it's not forever. It's just until you build this thing. Your only job as mompreneur ultimately is to maximize the return on your investment, to prioritize your day in a way that you're only working on the top activities that are really going to guarantee your business be successful. So when you implement all the activities in this course, your future earning capacity is going to double or triple or quadruple, and you're going to get a huge, massive return on investment. And if you really understood that, I think you would go all in and find the time to complete the jobs that you need to do and to try and shed less effective or time-wasting activities that you're currently spending your time on, right? How many hours should I be putting in each week to get the results I need? Well, look, my goal for you is that when you invest 1 hour in your business through the Social Media Supermom Bootcamp, you will receive a return of at least $1,000 or more for that hour spent, okay? That being said, I get that many of you have families, housework, children, commitments, so I've broken the course up into 6 modules. You'll get access to the first training module the minute you join. Each module is going to go between 45 minutes to an hour, and you have supporting items like checklists, how-to guides, etc. And each week you'll be given access to the next module upon completion of the previous module. If you want to get a business up and running as quickly as possible, I do suggest you need to find at least 5 hours a week to work on the program. If you're finding that that's too much, that's okay. You will have lifetime access to the modules. But honestly, I think once you get started, you're going to be so excited with the information I give you that you want to get the whole thing done as quickly as possible, like many of my clients have. And I have to say, I am not one to waste time. My modules are very clear and very specific and very much about one thing, which is getting it done. Yep, end of story. Why is the delivery online instead of in person? Well, honestly, I offer both, but I do have my in-person courses get booked out super, super quickly. And delivering online has allowed me to serve a much larger audience and an international audience. So I teach my clients to leverage their time by developing programs, courses, and services that allow them to deliver more value to their clients because they can replicate them. These systems also allow them to access an international market of people who also resonate with their brands and products. We no longer have to do the local thing, guys. So, to me, it's like, let's market this to as many people as we can. I intentionally created the course so I could allow participants to have the same focus and commitment as a face-to-face program without having to travel and spend money on that, and without having to put any family commitments on the back burner or annoy their favorite babysitter or whatever it might be. Guys, I am all about kids and family. If you guys don't know that yet about me, you will find that out. So why should your kids have to suffer just so that you can come to my training course? The other thing I noticed was that when I did deliver face-to-face, a lot of people would learn some things, but I would always get them coming back and asking heaps and heaps of more questions, and always the same questions. So in giving them the 24/7 access, the lifetime access to the modules, they're able to go and revisit those modules when they have time, and it gives them a bit more insight more powerfully over a period of time. Is the training delivered live, and is there a deadline to start the course? All of my training modules are pre-recorded, meaning that I have delivered a quality product. The modules are reviewed every few months to make sure the information in them is relevant and up to date. So there's no need to worry about turning up live at a specific time. So if you get busy at home or work, it doesn't matter. It's not a problem. You can actually log in anytime to view your training modules. Why should I join now? well, apart from the bonus offer that I just talked about, if you guys aren't excited about that, you're probably not on the right wavelength, because I do truly believe that $1 Million Matrix is incredible. But apart from that, look, getting all my clients up and running from beginner all the way through to social media supermom and six-figure success stories, I can only open the program up to a number of participants. Yeah, my last program booked out within 24 hours. So if you're thinking of committing and just getting in and going all in, now is the time to do that. Is this course more for beginners or for those who already have established business? I think we went through that, but it is for those just starting out and also for those who have been in business for a while. If you're looking at launching a new business, but you just need some help defining your product, target market, or how to message to them, this course is going to be perfect for you. Also, I love working with new clients who haven't yet made any mistakes in the social media environment. So if you've done nothing yet, that's totally fine. And if you're the opposite and you've been doing it a while, have some burning questions or haven't figured it out, or just know that you've made a couple of mistakes, this course is also perfect for you, because you'll get clear on the mistakes you've made, you learn how to rectify them, and you will learn from them, which is really important. How do I get questions answered during the program? Each online module is clear and walking you through the program step by step, so I'm very confident you're not going to have many questions. However, there's lots of supplementary and supporting materials. Also, if you really need to, you can post in a Facebook group with a bunch of other people, and you can also email me or message me anytime. How is this different to the other online courses and programs out there? Look, we've all been there. We've completed a course, written notes, and then promptly forgotten what the course was about, or we didn't actually execute the course components. This is not another fluffy feel-good program. It was designed by me from the ground up to ensure each participant would actually make their business happen and get it built once and for all and get them generating leads. So the way I've structured it is that you will have to submit homework that I have to give feedback on. I've run a lot of businesses for other people. I've owned 3 businesses myself. This is the outcome of several years of experience. Working for yourself is so challenging financially and emotionally. I've made many mistakes. And this is the course that I wish I had done prior to setting up those businesses. That's why I'm passionate about delivering it to mompreneurs all over the world. At the end of the day, though, it is about execution, getting it built right from day one and getting leads coming into my business as quickly as I can, right? What if I have any more questions? No worries. You can send me an email, or you can actually just send me a message or jump into the Facebook group. So guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. If you still have questions, please email me or send me a message. Otherwise, I'm excited of those of you who jumped on, booked into the program. Your life is literally about to change for the better. It is so super. I'm going to see you over in our members only group very shortly. And thank you guys for listening to me. Have a great day or evening wherever you are. I really look forward to speaking to you guys soon. So see you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Any more questions, please email me. Thank you so much for logging on today. I really appreciate your patience and listening to me. You have a great day or night wherever you are, and we'll see you very soon.